Hey guys, welcome to the Blogging Bootcamp Day 1. My name is Tom Rogers.
I'm Anna Faustino.
And we're the founders behind AdventureInYou.com, one of the world's leading travel blogs.
Now, before we begin, let me ask you a question. Have you always wanted to start a blog, but just don't know where to begin?
If the answer to that is yes, this is exactly why we've created this Blogging Bootcamp. Basically, in 4 days, in 4 quick videos, we're gonna walk you through everything to get started. We're gonna teach you how to pick what to blog about, pick your name, get it online, and then we'll even show you how to make money from it. So again, it's just gonna be in quick 4 videos, but there is a lot of work to do. You're gonna have to keep up with these videos, work through them. If you're in the bloggingbootcamp.co area, you'll see below there is action points and downloadable workbooks. If you're not in that area yet, just go to bloggingbootcamp.co to get started. It's register for free, and then we'll just take you through these 4 videos. The whole reason we started it is because when we first started blogging, we couldn't find a blueprint that made it easy, right?
We had no idea. We were Googling YouTube videos, reading tons of articles. And like Tom said, this was one of our main motivations of why we created this bootcamp course.
Yeah, so in day 1 in this video, we're gonna be talking about the reasons why you need to start a blog, and then we'll also show you how to pick a niche so you know what to blog about. So if you're ready to get started, we'll jump straight into the presentation now. Hey again, welcome to the Blogging Bootcamp. Learn how to start a blog and make money from it in 4 days. Now, obviously, you're not going to be making money from your blog within 4 days if it's brand new, but we'll certainly show you the ways on how you can make money from it, okay? So I just wanted to clear that up. And again, there's no tech experience needed for this. So firstly, this is reasons why you should start your own blog and how to choose your niche. So reason number 1 is profit from your passions. We are massive promoters of this. Our whole thing is about profiting from your passions. We really love it. For those of you that don't know us, we're Tom and Anna, 2 full-time travelers. That's actually a photo of us in Everest Base Camp, and then the other one's us in Sri Lanka. We've been traveling for the last 4 years now. Anna and I met while traveling in Vietnam. Basically, I charmed her by rolling down the sand dunes without a sand sled at the time. And she charmed me with her dance moves later on in the bar. Now, after our travel romance, we met up a few months later in the Philippines and we started dating. Basically, after about 8 months of Anna working as a teacher and me bouncing around jobs, we decided that we really wanted to start traveling again. But we had one big problem.
So at that time, because I had just spent a year backpacking around the world and I spent money on a master's degree, at that time, although I really wanted to travel, I had less than $2,000 to my name. So our solution was start a travel blog. At that time, to be honest, we just wanted extra beer money along the way, but we had no idea that the blog would eventually turn into our main business. As Tom mentioned, the photos above they're super memorable to us because the first photo is that's the time when we drove a tuk-tuk across Sri Lanka. And the second one is when we trekked to Everest Base Camp. So in both these photos, we were actually paid to go on these adventures. I mean, how cool is that? Because of our blog, we were able to profit from our passion, which is traveling. But we're not the only ones. Tons of bloggers out there are able to profit from their passions. People with food blogs, craft blogs, mom blogs. We're not special. This is something that you can do as well.
Yep. And then reason number 2 is to earn a side or even a full-time income. Now, the photos you can see are our latest income reports. But before I talk about those, I just want you to know that, it wasn't like this from the very start. When we first started our blog, we remember the first $50 that we made. It was in month 2 of our blogging. And at the time, we were so happy to make $50. I remember we were in Indonesia in this hotel, sitting on the balcony. I got the email and basically someone said, could they put an advertisement placement in one of our articles and pay us $50? I didn't even negotiate. I was just like, yes, hell yes. Because I was stoked that we were making money from our blog. It was pretty unreal. And then obviously we saw the first $50 come in, it became more of a reality. And then the next month it was a couple of $100 and then so on. So it just became real to us. And then we started making more and more money. So you can see some of our income reports here, made almost 100 grand the first couple of months, 60 grand in the last 3 months. And now basically we publish these to just inspire others and really showcase that it's possible.
So as Tom mentioned, that first $50, in fact, I think we went out that night and celebrated and we spent all of those $50, but that wasn't the point. It represented that we could actually earn a side or a full-time income from our blog. Now we travel and we've lived in 4 different continents and we live life on our terms. In fact, looking at these income reports, what we earn now from our blog in 1 month is 10 times my yearly salary as a teacher in the Philippines. Now, how crazy is that? For my first backpacking trip, it took me 6 years to save up just enough money to go and travel. And it's just insane. It's just an insane, reason of why you should start a blog, because you have the potential to earn a side or a full-time income.
Yeah, it's wild, but I have a degree in engineering, and even now the money we make from our blog is far more than I could have made as an engineer as well. Like, this is a big thing. Like, we want to ask you, what would you do with an extra $500 a month? How about an extra $1,000 a month? What if your blog started to make a full-time income? What would you do with this? Like, I don't know, would you invest in a new camera, treat yourself to an extra hotel stay, go on more holidays? I'm not sure. But for others, like an extra $500.
This would mean, you could pay for gas, more money for groceries, vacations with your families. This is such an amazing time where you can make a full-time income from your computer. Although we know that money isn't everything, it's such a good motivation to start a blog.
Yeah, we're very big believers in starting and just going for it, guys. Number 3 is passive income rocks. Another part of the income is passive income. Now, there's the difference between passive and active income. Active income is the kind of the usual way where you put an hour of your time in, you get paid for that hour. Passive income is money that comes in no matter how many hours you're putting in, basically. So the screenshot here is our Amazon affiliate income. And we affiliate loads of different companies from our blog. We recommend different things. And then if suddenly we take a month off to say Trek to Everest Base Camp, people are still reading our blog, clicking for those links, and we're still getting paid. So this is one of our months where we made $600 from Amazon affiliates, and we don't have to do anything for that. That comes in every month. And again, this is just one of our affiliates.
So again, just to explain the concept of affiliate income, for those that aren't familiar, this is if, let's say I have an article on best backpacks and I recommend my favorite backpack. If someone clicks over and goes to Amazon and they purchase the link, we get a small commission. So as Tom said, passive income rocks, because we are able to consistently make money regardless if we put in the hours or not. Actually, Tom can jump into our Amazon account and quickly show you.
Yeah, because a lot of people they see screenshots, but we actually like to showcase it. So if we just jump over here, this is actually our Amazon Associates affiliate account. So you can see it's linked to my email there. And then you can just see the month that we were showcasing. And it just breaks up in the different states that you make that income. So this is just an example. This is just one affiliate. We have loads of different affiliates and we break them up in our income reports. But you can make passive income from display advertising, Amazon affiliates, hotel affiliates. There's loads of different ways to build a passive income stream from your blog. And for us, this is a big part of starting. Like we said, reason 2 was an extra side income. But imagine if that side income could be passive. So now you're making an extra $500, $600 every month without working anymore, right? Once you've built that blog up to that stage, of course. So that's reason number 3. Reason number 4, and we think is one of the best reasons, is you learn those skills. Here's another meme that Anna loves.
So a side note about me, I love memes and I think they're hilarious. You're going to see loads of them in this bootcamp course. But memes aside, you will learn new skills when you start blogging. Now, as mentioned, I'm a teacher by profession. I have a master's degree and a degree about it. And everything that we do now from our business are all new skills. Because of our blog, I'm a better writer. I've dabbled a bit in video editing. I'm a better photographer. And this is one of the best things about starting a blog is you just keep improving.
Yep. For me, since we've started, I'm a lot better now at negotiating, pitching brands. We've worked with multiple brands, Skyscanner, GoPro, Osprey, all these companies we've worked with because of our blog. I'm a lot better at pitching with them and talking with them now. Email marketing, sales funnels, all this stuff is because we started a blog. Me and Anna were talking about this the other day. Like, there's so many amazing things that have come from us starting our travel blog, Adventuring You. But we generally believe the best thing is that we've learned these new skills.
Now, if you're looking at this and you're going, oh crap, I don't know anything about pitching brands, email marketing, photography, writing, these aren't skills that we were trained in either. These were skills that we picked up and learned along the way. Yeah. So if you're looking at this and you're worried that, oh, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, everything takes time. You get better through practice, and the more you do something, the better you get at it.
Yeah, blogging's it's a long journey. It's a hard journey, but as long as you remember to enjoy it along the way and realize that every day you're learning new things, it just becomes even more fun and amazing. And then lastly, reason 5 that we believe you should start a blog. It is so cheap, guys, and easy to get started. Like super, super cheap. It's the same price as a cup of coffee or a lunch meal, which is one of the reasons we absolutely love blogging and recommend it to a lot of people. If you want to start a business or start to make any side income, blogging's the way to do it. It's so cheap to get started. You can literally just get set up.
It's one of the most low cost investments and ways to start a business. So imagine when we first started, we were paying $3 a month, and yet somehow we were able to make an extra $100, an extra $500. The more our blog started to grow, now we're making 6 figures a year. And of course, our expenses have gone up because we're paying for more tools. But for $3 a month, you can potentially make a side income or even a full-time income. And it's just a great way to get your voice across and to inspire others as well.
All right, so today, as mentioned, you've already seen the video of why you should start a blog. Now let's move on how to actually find your blogging niche. Now, we have some really exciting content here, and this is something that we teach our students. So I'm updating this current video that you're watching, and as of the moment, Tom and I actually run a full course, which is teaching people how to profit from their passions. So what I've done is I've taken the exact lesson for how to find your blogging niche and sharing this with you today. Now, this is really exciting stuff because this is the stuff that helped us set us apart and has allowed our students to stand out as well. So what you're going to learn today, we're going to talk about what is your blue ocean. Now, this is something exciting. A lot of people say, yeah, I'm going to start a travel blog or I'm going to start a food blog, but they don't realize that you need to go deeper if you want to succeed. So I'm going to share this specific method and strategy that we have in order to identify your blogging niche. We're going to talk about why it's important to find your blue ocean. And lastly, we're going to talk about how to identify your blue ocean. Now, the blue ocean bit is really important because this is what took us from this. This was an old feature about 5 years ago when we just launched our blog on how we were just traveling and budgeting for $40 a day. That was all we could afford, but we kept traveling. How we went from that to one of our latest features was when we were featured by Founder. So, blogging has literally changed our lives, and we know that it has been changing our students' lives as well. So if you're seeing this, how we went from $40 a day to now making over 30 grand a month just from our blog, get excited because this could be your blogging business as well. So today we are going to show you how exactly to find your blue ocean you can get specific on what you're wanting to blog about and that you can stand out from the sea of other bloggers out there. So what is a blue ocean? So a blue ocean is essentially a strategy that it's a marketing strategy that people have coined. And essentially it's saying that over here, if you say, I want to start a food blog or I want to start a travel blog, you're essentially just one dot in a red ocean. This means that red ocean is so saturated. There's so many travel blogs out there. There's so many food blogs, parenting blogs. And so if you don't dive deep and take the time to find your blue ocean, this means that you're just competing in a pool of red ocean that's oversaturated. This means that it will be difficult to stand out from the rest. Now, a blue ocean, so this is most bloggers. Now, a blue ocean means that you're taking the time to carve out a sub-niche just for yourself. This means that you're clear and focused on who you're speaking to, on who you're helping, and you have a very clear topic. Now, the gap between going from a red ocean to a blue ocean is actually quite big. So it's really important that you take the time right now to think of your blue ocean and carve this specific sub-niche so that you're not competing with anyone. So imagine if you were saying, I'm going to start a travel blog, you have probably thousands of other travel blogs to compete with. But if you get specific and say, I'm going to start a travel blog that's focused on this, helping women this age and so, then the easier the easier it will be to stand out. So I'm going to give you concrete examples of how exactly to do this, so don't worry. So here are a few blue ocean examples that we have. So core markets are, if you say I'm going to start and compete a blog on travel, or a food blog, a family blog, health blog. Examples of niches would be, yeah, I'm going to start a baking food blog. You know, that's great, but it's still not specific enough. So I'm going to walk you through some blue ocean examples. For example, if I want to compete in the travel space, I want to build a blog about travel because that's something I'm passionate about. My niche could be European travel. Again, that's great, but again, it's still too broad. But if I say I want to focus on Europe on a budget for young couples, this is a little bit clearer. This means that all the activities that I will be writing about are targeted for couples. This means that I'm going to be including things that are budget friendly. This means that I know I won't just write about my trip to Thailand or Africa or this. I'm focusing on a specific destination. This will make it easier for you to grow an audience and to stand out. Another example would be a food blog. You know, great food blog, baking blog, that could be your niche. But again, it's still a little bit too wide. If you want to cast the net deeper and go deeper, you could be baking recipes featuring only seasonal produce. So again, that's still a little bit broad. You can even narrow that down and say, you know, this is only for large families. So you're constantly thinking of recipes that could feed loads of people because maybe you come from a big family. So again, it's being very specific about who you want to help, what value you can provide, and sticking to a very specific topic and niche. So family, the niche could be parenting. Your blue ocean could be how to deal with rebellious teenagers. Maybe that's something you've gone through, or that's something that, you know, you were a rebellious teenager and maybe you want to help parents deal with them. So again, it's very, very specific. Rather than a general travel blog and say, yeah, I just wanted to talk about outdoor hiking. You can even go even deeper and say, I'm going to start a blog on the best mountain trails in the UK for families. Again, so specific. If I see that, as a reader, I will know that, okay, this blog is just talking about the UK, has different mountain trails. And then next time I'm going on a hike, the most likely I'm going to think about that blog and go, oh, you know what? That blog was awesome. Let me check it out because it's so specific. And the last bit would be a health blog or a food blog, a budget-friendly keto recipes for large families. That's a broad example, but you know, it's still going deeper. Now, a lot of people get scared of going really, really specific, but what they don't realize is going specific allows you to grow faster. Now, I know it seems a bit counterintuitive, but it really does. So why is this important? The whole point of us putting together this bootcamp is because we want you to profit from your passions. Our company, which is the Blogging Fastlane, our team's entire mission is to help 10,000 people profit from their passions and achieve time freedom through blogging. That's it. It's very concrete. And how we're doing this is we're showing people that it is possible to profit from your passions through blogging. Now, it's not easy, but the thing is you have to be strategic. And one of those strategies is making sure that you take the time to find your blue ocean. So exactly, this niche is, there's so many blogs out there, but you want your blog to be different. You want it to stand out. You want people to look at it and be like, hey, this is super unique content because it's made, rather than having a mismatch of information about different places or different things, it's very unique and it's very straight to the point about something specific. You know, by offering something unique and by knowing exactly who your audience is and what type of content they would enjoy, you are making it easier for yourself to produce content. You're going to have a clear focus. You know what your audience wants. You'll be able to create content that will resonate just for them. So let's go back to the example of the hiking blog for families in the UK. Because I know that I'm just focused on families in the UK, I have a clear focus. I know that I should be covering the trails around the UK. I should be putting together packing lists for families, maybe like a camping guide. So rather than thinking, oh, what should I blog about? You have a clear focus because you're building your content strategically. You know what type of content your audience wants. Now, if I'm a family blog that's featuring mountain trails in the UK, I'm not about to put there a 10-hour hike because that's not family friendly. So again, it's narrowing things down even more and making it even more specific. And lastly, I'll be able to create content that will resonate. So most likely, the parents that are reading this, they want their kids to be able to experience the outdoors if they're reading my blog. They want to be able to do this. So you know exactly what problem they have and you're giving them solutions. You're saying, this is a great activity to do with your kids. It's a 1.5 hour trail. You can stop here. And there's just so much things that you can do because you know exactly who you're speaking to. Now, in this particular study, it said that top priorities for content creators is to create more engaging content. Now, that's a top priority because there's so much information out there. So you should be angling your blog at how to create engaging content. And that begins by knowing exactly who you are speaking to. So, okay, let's get down to the fun stuff, which is exactly how to identify your blue ocean. Now, in the Blogging Fast Lane, we've come up with a 3-part formula to put together so that you can find your blue ocean. So first of all, it's a uniqueness about you or a skill. Next is something that you're passionate about. The third is an audience that you want to reach out to. So these 3, once you kind of like wrap them all together, this is what your blue ocean will be like. Now, again, I'm going to give you concrete examples of this. So step 1 would be to identify your passions. Now, I'm listing down a couple passions of mine. And if you will notice, they're largely around food and travel because those are the 2 things that I love. Now, what I can do is I can circle them and see what they have in common. So food, travel, cooking, eating. I've circled food, cooking, and eating because they're all around something very similar. I've also encircled a topic that I really I'm interested in because this is something that Tom and I have always wanted to do. So identifying these things, I try to find if they have anything in common. Next is, who do I want to help? Now, we have an article on our website which is talking about, is blogging dead? And essentially, you can go to bloggingfastlane.com and read that article. But essentially, the whole idea behind that is that blogging is not dead, but the Dear Diary style of writing is. So if you want to build a blog, it has to be coming from a place of authority. It has to be coming from a place of passion. So with that, what audience or who do you want to help? So in my specific case for this one, when I'm brainstorming, I'm kind of looking at different things that I want to attract. So I want to address or to speak to people who are around a certain interest, lifestyle, and age demographic. So again, these are 3 things that you can take a look at when trying to decide on your ideal audience. So my personal ideal audience that I want to be attracting would be 25 to 35-year-olds who are living in a tiny home or a van. Now, the reason why I have a specific age is just because it will help me, understand who I'm speaking to. And again, it doesn't mean that there won't be 40 or 50-year-olds who will come and read your blog. Not that at all. But this is my ideal audience. That way I know what kind of things I can recommend that will be of interest to them. So ideal audience, they'd be living in a tiny home van and they have access to limited ingredients or storage. So Tom and I spent a good amount of time doing van trips last year all over Iceland, Scotland, and it was amazing and we had so much fun. And again, because we were able to do that, I know the struggles of cooking in a van and all these different things. Now, uniqueness is list down a couple of things that are unique about you. This could be a skill, a life experience that you've gone through. This could be anything. So in this particular example, I'm a great cook. I love cooking, I love eating, and I love anything related to food. Now, another thing is I work really fast. I get bored if I have to spend more than an hour cooking a meal. So every time I cook a meal, it's usually 20 to 30 minutes and I'm done. Now, in the past, we've always lived in small apartments with small kitchens because we've been traveling. We're fully nomadic. And so, we stay in Airbnbs and some of them have small kitchens, but I've still been able to make healthy meals all the time. And the last bit is a skill of mine, which is I can make something delicious out of really cheap ingredients. Now, this is just something that I've always done, and I've recognized that these are skills of mine, or these are things that are unique about me. So how do I put them all together? Now, based from the information there, a blue ocean of mine could be a food blog targeting people who live in a van or in a tiny home, featuring recipes that are quick and easy to make given the limited space. Now, again, that sounds really, really specific, but don't get scared on how specific it is, because you can start small with your blue ocean and then you can slowly go wide as you continue building your audience. So imagine, because this is really specific, you can easily make a name for yourself in the van life community. It's a small community of people, and you'll really be able to stand out because you're exactly speaking to them. You're providing solutions to, what am I going to cook today? Or I don't have enough space in my kitchen, or I have a limited amount of products or produce. So again, it's super unique, and it's an intersection between the 3 different passions that you have. So passions and skills and the ideal audience that you want to speak to. Now again, because I have that blue ocean, I know that the recipes that I feature have to be simple to make. I have to make sure that it doesn't feature a lot of ingredients. You know how some recipes will be like, here's the 21 ingredients that you need to make this curry. But I know that if I am speaking to these people, I know that they will have limited storage space. I know that things need to be simple, budget friendly. It doesn't require a lot of kitchen appliances. So, I won't be featuring a recipe there on how to make something in your slow cooker, because chances are people who are living in a van won't have a slow cooker. Things that are budget friendly and visually appealing. So again, it's getting you see how by identifying my blue ocean, it's immediately helped me narrow down what exactly I'm going to be producing in my blog, what type of content I'll be making. So again, for your blue ocean, find whatever it is you're passionate about, intersect it with a skill or something a unique trait about you, and an ideal audience that you want to attract. Now, other different samples of blogs could be something unique about you. It could be you are super detail oriented. You love planning trips and you're really talented at that. A passion of yours could be European culture or cities. Audience that you want to reach. You want to help 30 to 40-year-old working women who like European cities. Your blue ocean based in this could be a travel blog focused on creating European city itineraries for women. So again, super focused, super niche. Because I know they're working women, I know that they have an expendable budget. So I won't be afraid to feature splurges on spas or nice meals in my content. Now, it's super detail oriented. So I'm going to be producing detail-oriented itineraries of where to stay, what to see, transport options. You can even package this and put them all in an ebook guide and sell them later on. There's so many different things that you can do. And rather than writing about your previous trip here, your previous trip there, you're creating content that is super focused on, okay, I'm first going to create an itinerary for this city, and then this city and this city. So for example, you want to cover all of Spain first. You have that target, and rather than casting your net wide and writing about different places, you're producing, let's say, 5 itineraries for Spain. So that means you have Spain covered already. And then you choose a different country and produce 5 different itineraries for different cities there. And again, it just makes it so much easier for you to grow and actually build an audience if you do it this way. Another example would be, so again, this is what you will get once you have identified your blue ocean. You can post detailed things. Again, these are the things that I've already walked you through. Feature things to do that women are interested in. So rather than having an itinerary there which features things about families or things to do with kids, I wouldn't really do that because that's not my target audience. So another example would be another cooking blog. So if I am, my passions is cooking, and a unique trait about me is I've lost 100 pounds with the keto diet. And an audience would be 30 to 40-year-old working moms. Again, really combining them all, I could do a food blog focused on quick and easy keto diet recipes for working moms. Because I know that the things that I have to talk about has to be quick and fast recipes, preferably using appliances like crock pots so they can leave it overnight. Recipes with little ingredient preps, and again, healthy recipes. And you can also have downloadable nutrition labels because this is something that you're speaking to. Again, I want to help working moms lose weight through the keto diet. So I'm trying to make content and making it really easy for them. So as you can see, finding your blue ocean is just a great way to really narrow down and speak to a specific type of person. So when choosing your blue ocean, get excited. You always have to remember that passion always trumps competition. Now, I know a lot of people, when they're thinking of blogging, they get discouraged because they say, there's already this blogger here, or this blogger here, and this blogger here. You know, when we started our blog, it was only a couple of years ago, and there were already so many big bloggers. And can you imagine if we let that stop us, that fear of not actually taking action because we were afraid of competing with other people? If you were passionate about something and you want to create a blog on whatever it is, travel, food, fitness, parenting, there's so many different ways that you can provide value for other people by doing that. So again, I'm closing this down, but by determining your blue ocean, you can figure out who you are writing for and allowing you to make content that's super targeted and relatable. It's knowing exactly what type of content your audience wants, what products they love, and what topics will resonate with them. So again, as a recap, I walked you through what is a blue ocean, why it's important to find your blue ocean, and lastly, how to identify your blue ocean. So this is day 1 of the Blogging Bootcamp. Tomorrow, Tom will walk you through how to find hosting, which hosting provider we recommend, and why this is important in order to make money from your blog. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you get excited. Today, I want you to just start thinking about your blue ocean. Think about the things that you're passionate about, unique skills about you, and try to really meld this together so that you can build your blogging business. Okay, that's it for me, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson.